Welcome back to another Guardian Tales video. We are going to do the Mad Panda Earth version with the Earth team because Earth team does more damage than the Fire teams. That's what's up. And you probably have Earth team if you've been playing, if you're serious into raids. So, alright, what are we doing? We got Mayreel on the leader because Mayreel stuns in 2. That's pretty fun. Mayreel loves crits, so we got crit cards on her because if you have the X weapon, when she crits, she debuffs Earth resistance by 5% and she gets movement speed. So crits on her, even though she has a crit party buff. That's just how we do it. Attack on everybody else. We have the Fantasia, which is Lucy's staff on Coco because Lucy is water. Lucy is weak to this boss and can die, so you just hope that doesn't happen. But everybody else wearing their own stuff, and for some reason, every time I film, I just start to get hiccups, man. I don't know what that's about. I had some birria tacos today. I'm feeling pretty good about that, honestly. So let's get in here. Pretty straightforward. We're doing long chains, and then we're doing weapon skills on airborne. The boss is going to just attack the furthest enemy the entire fight. That's usually Tinia, so you just hope that Coco doesn't stand near there and get pounded, but it's pretty straightforward. You want to be closer so your weapon skill does more damage, but that's pretty much it. Just maybe don't stand in fire if that's your thing, you know? Long chains, like I said. I do see that our Tinia is getting low, but Cam is a good boy. He's going to heal her right up. And like I said, long chains. And then we're going to get another weapon skill on airborne. And then we just keep going. Tinia stands off, minding her own business. You could count a 1 count there just to try to make sure that your second chain doesn't come too quick. If you guys are premature chain skill people, you know what I was going for there. Sometimes the boss can jump up like you just saw there, and he can get an immunity frame that can mess up your chain. But we got lucky and that didn't happen. If he jumps up and uses the booster, there's 1 frame in there that is like an immunity frame. So sometimes like your cam weapon skill will hit during that, and it'll screw you up. Also keep in mind that I'm using statues, and the boss is below the health threshold, so we're missing 20% damage that we should have had here. So if you want to math that out, that's like what, 2.2, 2.3 million more that we would be doing with this team, which is pretty consistent. That's what I did today. So let's do that one more time. I have done a lot of testing. I had a video where I was comparing Coco to Gremory, but it was just a kind of boring video. It was just like, basically, if your Coco is dying because she's water and she's weak to this boss, you can put Gremory in. However, Coco's going to do more consistent damage because this boss can move around a bunch, and so you'll miss uptime on the debuffs. So Coco's better, but if your Coco has to be somewhere else, you could run Gremory, or if your Coco is dying. But typically Tinia goes off to the right side, and then everything works out from there. I also tried messing around trying to get Lucy on the team. I'm like, well, Lucy's a good fire hero. Maybe she'd do okay. Coco, it's just better. And then at the end of the video, as a special treat, I'll show you guys how bad using Bari is. And how sad we all are that Bari is not. But doing long chains, doing weapon skills on airborne, not much to say other than that. And then there, ooh, that's super close. Whew. You should definitely not cut it that close. Was I kind of far for that last weapon skill? I feel like I might have lost a little bit of damage on that. I was so focused on how close that second chain was that I might have goofed it, but I'm not worried about the damage on this one. Just getting the strategy pretty straightforward. If your Tinia is not MLB, she might get pounded, man. I don't know. I'm going completely glass, wearing sharpshooters on everybody. I think Tinia could survive, but the thing is, when this boss level 80, when the boss gets to 83, it's going to do a little bit more damage. And what I've found doing a bunch of runs is that Coco takes the first hit, and then Tinia backs away, and then Tinia takes all the hits after that. So if your Coco is going to get one shot against the max level boss, that's when you might have to look at Gremory and figure stuff out. So, but pretty good there. We got plenty of time. I can swap some gear. I think I've shown how much damage I did on these bosses on my actual hit with statues in the previous videos, but just in case I forgot. So we did like 13 here. That really should have been like 14 or so. Just a little bit of RNG in there. And then my other team hits, pretty straightforward. But let's put on Bari. show you guys how far Bari has fallen out of meta. We're lagging a little bit here just because I'm filming. I'm gonna put the same gear that Coco had on, or at least I'm gonna try to. Coco, there it is. We have to use Bari's weapon skill last, so we're gonna lose an airborne. That's part of the damage loss. And then she does have like her chain skill reduces earth resistance a little bit, but it's just not up long enough. Like the buffs that you get during chain skills, they're just, the uptime is just so weak. And even if they did fix that, I don't think they could bring Bari back easily. What we got here? Fires. Yeah, that's really all she brings. Her chain skill has a little bit of earth debuff. Now, if you are able to, like, Bari used to be like the leader of the earth team, or you play her as a leader, so like you could get her chain off early, and then you get the debuff, and that was kind of okay at the time. But now, you know, the other heroes are just so much more competitive. But anyways, you get the idea. That's what it is. Let's get in here. Let's do some stuff. I gotta remember to do the Bari chain last, and I also have to do short chains as well to be able to fit in 2 chains. I think if I do long chains and stretch everything out, that it's gonna like mess up my timing. But we'll figure it out. Also, Bari, the one good thing about Bari on this is that since she stays further away, she takes all the hits, and her 5-star ability gives her, I need to do quick chains, gives her a little bit of resistance. So we gotta do Tinia next. Can I stretch that? Yeah, we made it work. I think I got that weapon skill on. But, yeah, the boss has a little bit of earth debuff, but it's at the end of the chain now, so you're not getting a real big benefit of the earth resistance debuff. I'm assuming it stacks with what Mayreel's doing. And then I gotta rush through this stuff. No, actually I didn't have to rush. So there you go. That is probably the best run that Bari can do. Again, we're using statues and we shouldn't be. If you don't have statues, you should use the 20% merches, so you do 8% more than I did. And then if you are using ships when they're appropriate, or if you're using statues when appropriate, you'll do 20% more than I did. So you can kind of tack those numbers in there. But 12.8 with Coco, 9.8 with Bari. Bari's dead, fellas. I probably won't reset her super soon, but she's definitely on the list, man. I don't know how they can bring Bari back. Like, more uptime with her resist debuff, but even if she did, like... Because the thing is, Bari, she gives earth resistance during the chain, but the way her chain works out, since she's not leading often, usually using Cam and then sometimes using Mayreel, her chain comes at the end, so the earth resistance debuff is at the end, so you're not really getting any benefit from it. You're getting some, but not as much as you should. And then if you compare it to a hero like Coco, Coco is going to do debuffs all the time. So, fires red ice shards that damage an enemy reduce their defense for 20%. And if you're a free-to-play player, Coco is probably one of the best heroes that you can get, especially out of the 2-star heroes. And her resist debuff is, it decreases defense. So even if you have like a team where it's like half melee, half ranged, she's still helping there too. Like, it's ridiculous. She's super good. And then her chain skill, she's reducing the enemy attack, which doesn't really do anything. If it buffed your attack, man, then that would just be complete craziness. But also, she's giving you airborne as well. So Coco's super duper good. If I was a free-to-play player starting a new account and I pulled a Coco, that would be my main. I'd be good to go. That's what's up. Anyways, appreciate y'all for watching. You've learned the power of Coco, and I will see you in the next video.